If you're tired of feeling ignored or overlooked, stop chasing her. The truth is, she starts missing you when you stop proving yourself and start showing your value through action, not words. She'll feel your absence when you flip the script and focus on yourself. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to create that shift so she can't help but think about you. Stay with me, because this is the wake-up call you've been waiting for. 1. Stop seeking her validation. In today's world, the modern woman is constantly validated, whether it's from likes and comments on social media or men trying to catch her attention in real life. She's grown accustomed to this. It's her norm. Every notification, every compliment feels like a small boost to her ego. But here's the catch. It's all fleeting. The more she gets, the less she values it, because it's predictable and easy. When you're the guy who stops seeking her approval, who doesn't add to the noise of constant praise, it's like a sudden silence in a crowded room. She's forced to notice it. She starts to wonder why you're not playing the same game as everyone else. You don't compliment her every move, and you're not bending over backward to make her feel good about herself. This shift is powerful because it creates contrast. Your absence from the validation game highlights how superficial the attention she receives really is. It's no longer about you giving her something she takes for granted. It's about her realizing what she lost. And here's the beauty of it. You didn't have to say a word or prove anything. You simply redirected your energy towards yourself, your goals, your growth, and your priorities. That's what makes her miss you. She starts craving the unique value you brought to her life, even if she didn't appreciate it before. 2. Become unpredictable. Predictability kills attraction, especially in the fast-paced world of the modern woman. Let's be real. She's used to guys texting good morning like clockwork, always being available and consistently putting her first. But the truth is, when your actions are predictable, they lose their impact. She knows exactly what's coming, and there's no excitement, no intrigue. So, what happens when you shake things up? When you don't text her first every day or don't instantly reply to her messages? When you skip a weekend hangout to work on a personal project or spend time with friends? She starts noticing the space you create, and in that space, curiosity blooms. She begins to wonder, why isn't he acting the same? Did something change? This isn't about playing games or manipulating her. It's about genuinely living a life so dynamic and fulfilling that it doesn't revolve around her. You're doing things that matter to you, and in doing so, you become a mystery. Mystery for the modern woman is intoxicating because it's rare. Most men hand over every detail about their lives, leaving nothing for her to discover. But when you're unpredictable, she can't quite figure you out, and that keeps her thinking about you long after you're gone. She'll find herself reminiscing about the small, unexpected things you did, the witty comment that caught her off guard, the way you randomly disappeared to handle your business. Those unpredictable moments become stories in her mind, and she'll start missing the guy who kept her on her toes. 3. Improve without announcing it. Here's the thing about self-improvement. When you talk about it too much, it loses its power. The modern woman is tired of guys announcing their next big move or flexing their accomplishments on social media. She's seen it all before. What truly grabs her attention is quiet, undeniable growth. Imagine this. She hasn't heard from you in weeks, maybe months. Then one day, she stumbles across your profile, runs into you at a mutual friends gathering, or hears about you through the grapevine. Except now, you're different. You've been hitting the gym consistently, your style is sharper, you've leveled up your career, and there's a new energy about you. But here's the kicker. You didn't advertise any of it. You didn't need to. Your actions spoke louder than any announcement ever could. This creates a shockwave in her mind, because people, especially modern women, are drawn to stories of transformation. She starts to replay your time together, wondering if she underestimated you or didn't give you the credit you deserved. Now, you're not just the guy who was there. You're the guy who quietly leveled up while she was distracted by the noise of her life. That's what makes her miss you, the realization that while she stayed the same, you kept moving forward. Stop making her the center of your world. Modern women have been raised with the belief that they deserve to be prioritized, and often men fall into the trap of putting her on a pedestal. It feels flattering at first, but over time, it becomes suffocating for her. Why? Because no one respects what's handed to them too easily. When you shift your focus away from her and make yourself the priority, it changes the dynamic. She starts noticing the lack of attention and energy you used to give. It's not about being rude or dismissive. It's about having your own life, one so fulfilling that she's no longer your sole focus. Now, she starts to miss the moments when she was the center of your universe. She realizes that the attention you gave her wasn't something every guy could offer. It was unique because it came from someone who genuinely cared. And now that it's gone, she starts craving it. This is especially impactful with modern women who are used to guys chasing them relentlessly. When you're the one who steps away and lives life on your terms, she realizes how much effort you invested. That realization can hit her harder than anything else. 5. Be genuinely happy without her. Nothing makes a woman miss you more than seeing you genuinely happy without her. And let me emphasize, genuinely. Modern women have a radar for fakeness, so if you're pretending to be fine while secretly pining for her, she'll see right through it. But when you've truly moved on, when you're laughing with friends, exploring new hobbies, or thriving in your career, it's like a mirror is held up to her. She starts questioning, was I holding him back? Did he really need me? Or was I just an addition to his already amazing life? This hits differently in today's world because everyone's life is on display through social media. When she sees that you're doing just fine, or better yet, excelling, it creates a contrast. While she's scrolling through filtered highlights, you're out there living real experiences. This contrast makes her realize what she had and what she lost. Trust me, that feeling sticks. 6. Set standards and stick to them. Modern women are used to men bending over backward to meet their expectations, even when it comes at a personal cost. But here's the twist. Nothing makes her miss you more than when you have your own standards and you stick to them unapologetically. It's not about being rigid or arrogant. It's about showing her that you value yourself enough to set boundaries. For example, if she starts testing you by canceling plans at the last minute or being inconsistent, you don't let it slide. Instead, you calmly communicate your expectations and walk away if she doesn't meet them. This sends a powerful message. You're not just another guy willing to tolerate disrespect to win her over. You're someone who knows his worth. When she realizes you won't compromise your values, it hits her differently. She begins to reflect on how rare it is to meet someone who isn't desperate for her approval. Over time, she'll start to miss the man who wasn't afraid to call out bad behavior, and in doing so, set himself apart from the rest. 7. Limit her access to you. Access breeds comfort, and comfort in the wrong hands can lead to complacency. The modern woman is often used to having constant access to people through text, calls, or social media. But when you limit her access to you, it's a game changer. Suddenly she can't predict when or if you'll respond. She doesn't know what you're doing or where you're spending your time. This scarcity creates value. Think about it. If you had unlimited access to a rare gem, it would stop feeling special. The same principle applies here. When you pull back and create distance, she starts to feel the weight of your absence. She remembers the way you used to be there for her. And now, the void you've left behind feels massive. The key is to do this authentically. You're not playing hard to get. You're genuinely busy building your life. You've got priorities, and she's no longer at the top of the list. That realization sparks curiosity, and before long, she'll find herself missing the guy who wasn't always at her fingertips. 8. Let her see other women admire you. Nothing triggers a woman's emotions faster than seeing you admired by other women. It's not about making her jealous for the sake of it. It's about demonstrating your value in the eyes of others. When she notices that other women respect you, admire you, or even compete for your attention, it forces her to rethink her perception of you. This taps into something primal. Modern women, despite their independence, are still influenced by social validation. If other women see you as high value, she starts to wonder, did I overlook something? Was I too quick to take him for granted? But here's the kicker. It has to happen naturally. You don't flaunt your interactions with other women. You simply live your life, and she notices, whether it's through social settings, mutual connections, or even social media. This realization will linger in her mind, making her miss the man who others clearly value. 9. Refuse to chase. Her chasing is the default behavior of most men. They bombard her with texts, try to prove their worth, and constantly pursue her, even when she's not reciprocating. But when you're the guy who refuses to chase, who walks away with dignity and focuses on his own life, it's a wake-up call for her. At first, she might think you don't care or that you've moved on, but over time, she'll start to wonder why you didn't act like the others. Why didn't you fight harder to win her back? The answer is simple. High-value men don't chase, they attract. This shift in dynamic forces her to reevaluate her own behavior. She begins to miss the guy who had enough self-respect to walk away instead of begging for her attention. And in doing so, you've positioned yourself as someone she can't forget. 10. When she realizes no one else measures up. The modern woman has options, lots of them, but here's the harsh truth. Most of those options are surface level. They're guys who lack depth, confidence, or a clear sense of purpose. When she starts comparing them to you, she'll quickly realize the gap in quality. Maybe she thought the grass was greener on the other side, but as time goes on, she notices that no one else has your unique combination of traits. It's not just about what you brought to the table. It's about how you made her feel. You challenged her, respected her boundaries, and lived authentically. That's a rare combination in today's dating world. This realization doesn't happen overnight. It might take weeks, months, or even years. But when it does, she'll find herself missing the one man who stood out from the rest. And that's you. 11. When she realizes you truly understood her. In the fast-paced, often superficial modern dating world, true understanding is a rare commodity. Most men see only the surface, her looks, her social status, her charm. But when you're the man who took the time to truly understand her, her fears, her dreams, the things she doesn't share with anyone else, it leaves an imprint on her soul. When you're no longer in her life, she starts to notice how no one else asks her the deep questions or listens without judgment. She realizes that your connection wasn't just about fun or attraction. It was about being seen and understood in a way that others simply can't replicate. This hits harder as time passes. She'll reflect on moments where you made her feel safe, where she could drop the mask she wears for the world. And when she tries to replace that with someone else, she'll find it's not so easy. Here's the powerful truth. Understanding someone on a deep level builds a bond that time and distance struggle to break. That's when she begins to miss not just what you gave her, but the real you. the person who saw her for who she truly is. Thanks for watching. In just a few seconds, 2 videos will pop up on your screen that you don't want to miss. They'll give you even deeper insights to keep leveling up your life. See you in the next one. If you are new here, please like the video and subscribe. Statistics show that only 15% of my audience is subscribed to the channel. So if this content has helped you in any way, I ask you to subscribe and hit the notification bell.